It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
All right. Here's a great username with another housing question for you. Hip Hop Anonymous asks, would it be better to put more down on a house or pay off cars early? He's selling his current home.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop you there. I'm gonna be honest. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what movie that's from. Hip Hop?
Is it a song?
Hip Hop and Anonymous? No, it's from a movie. I can't think of it.
I don't know.
Daniel, you got nothing for me? Okay.
Oh no, if you know, throw it in the chat.
All right, I'm sorry. Come back to me. Start the question over. Pretend like I wasn't listening at all.
Gladly. Okay. Would it be better to put more down on a house or pay off cars early? They're selling their current home and current savings will net more than 20% down on a new home. So that's a situation. Should he be putting even more down on the house, knocking some of that out, or should he go ahead and pay off the cars and get rid of that monthly payment?
Okay. So Big Daddy, that's right. It is Big Daddy. Okay. So he's selling his house, and what he's saying is he's going to have enough for 20% down payment.
Yes.
On the next one. With the excess, what do I do with that?
Yep.
Again, I think you got to jump back to the financial order of operations, right? You can go to learn.moneyguy.com to learn all about it. But you got to define, all right, what's high interest debt? Because that's what we're talking about. We already know that mortgage is step number 9, right? Low interest debt, at least right now in our current environment, mortgages fall into 9. And putting a larger down payment is the equivalent of prepaying low interest debt, prepaying debt. So you got to figure out, have I satisfied 1 through 8? Have I done the other parts of the financial order of operations? If I'm not, I ought to use some of those proceeds to start knocking some of that stuff out. Well, then what he might say is, hey, well, I got a car. Car's also low interest debt. I got 1.9% or 3.9, or I don't know, fill in the blank on what that is. Well, then I think you got to get a little more esoteric on this. Here's what's really, really interesting. When I have debt on a house, my thought is the house is going to become more valuable through time. It is, generally speaking, an appreciating asset. Boy, has that been the case over these past couple of years. So I have this debt, but the thing that securitizes it gets more valuable, more valuable, more valuable, more valuable. And not that this matters, and I hate when people use this analogy, or I really dislike it. My kids aren't allowed to say hate, so I told them I wouldn't say it on the show. I really dislike this analogy, but where was I going with that? I thought of all my kids. Stay my kids right there.
I was reading the chat.
Yeah, I was talking about low interest debt. With a mortgage, part of it is tax deductible, but that's sort of silly. That's never a reason why you would justify just because of tax benefit. On an auto loan, it is neither an appreciable asset because cars actually are napalm for your finances. They actually decrease in value through time. So that's number one. And number two is there's no tax benefit to carrying that. So if I was looking at this situation, even if you're following 23-8 and you're doing the things, me personally, right? And if you're saving 25%, I'm going to put this in the category of you get to pick and choose what you want to do. Because once you're saving 25%, you can prioritize your finances in the way that you want to. Me personally, I would take that excess equity that I have and I'd knock out those car payments because I just don't like car payments. Every time I've even set out to do 23-8 because I understand the mathematics behind it, I always just pay them off early because I just don't like it. I've noticed this thing, my cars drive exponentially better when they're paid off. They just always do. So that's what I would do. But if you're saving 25%, you got to go back to your goals. What do you want to be auto loan debt free? Do you want to have a lower mortgage payment? Either of those is right if you're following the financial order of operations.